This is a special report short. Roll the clip.
The John Birch Society is doing here what they're doing over there. And in the old days, they used to be called things like the World Anti-Communist League. Yes. Western Goals Foundation. Now, Western Goals Foundation was headed by the head of the John Birch Society, as I told you, McDonald. That led to the largest domestic spy scandal in LAPD history. Western Goals is relocated to the UK. That's why you got the problem with Brexit now. These John Birch Society members have caused this whole Civil War thing to go on, and Great Britain right now is as close to a civil war as we are.
I did not know that.
But see, you don't get the news from over here. You don't hear what's going on. See, we think everything that's going on here is only happening here.
Right.
It's already happened in other countries, and it's happening there. In fact, you look at Germany, Merkel is the last one who's not a far right wing, and they're trying to set her up. All she needs is one more good so-called Muslim terrorist attack to make her look weak, and she's gone.
Right. She can't defend Germany from the evil horde.
There you go. There you go.
So what can we do other than educate people?
Do like I do. Get laid, get high, go surfing.
Well, I can't surf the Mississippi River.
No, actually, I'm sorry. That was first of all, I don't get high. Yeah, but you guys are thinking about it for a minute. Let me write this down. No, seriously. It's sad, but this is what I tell folks. I go, look, man, I spent more than 25 years trying to come on radio and sending out emails warning folks that this was going to happen. Most folks call me conspiratorial, paranoid, whatever. They were too busy trying to buy into Wall Street, and now that their whole world's collapsing. I'll give you a good example. When they ran me out of LAPD, I was able to leave. You know why? I had a pension. I tried to warn these LAPD cops who didn't listen to me. What did they do? They switched their pensions over to a 401k. When the stock market collapsed in 2008, some of these cops lost as much as 60% of their money.
Right.
So now you got guys who are 65 years old still chasing 13-year-old girls through the alley because they can't afford to retire.
Wow.
Oh, they hate me, dude, because they, like I said, I run LAPD sites. They see all my photographs. Not to mention the fact that I coach female surfers. So what do all my surfers look like?
Probably little white girls.
There you go. And that drives them fucking crazy.
You got the money, you got the women, and the knowledge.
Like that, I have not been near or close and intimate to a woman since I quit LAPD because I knew if I was able to get back involved in something. Well, first of all, I already knew they were going to try to set me up because they were paranoid I was going to write a book. But then when Trayvon Martin happened, I could no longer sit on the sidelines of some knee-knocking nigger and not get involved. So when Trayvon Martin got murdered, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. If they're going to lock my ass up under the damn Patriot Act, then so be it.
Right.
Because I saw a deliberate attempt to foment hatred and anger in this country towards the Civil War. So that's when I went back to Carl Nelson for the first time since 2001 and go, brother, I can't do this anymore. And Carl was happy to have me come back on the radio because by that time, a lot of folks that didn't even know who I was. But when they started listening to me, they're like, damn. So my point to you is this. Trayvon Martin's murder brought me back into the fold. And I live every day of my life as if it could be my last because it's not promised to anyone.
Right.
And just today, 2 more journalists were murdered down in, I think, El Salvador. When you got the guys trying to tell the truth what's going on in Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, oh my God. Journalists are getting killed left and right. Mexico, getting killed left and right. So I'm just telling you that I wasn't surprised getting that knock on the door during your last show, and they mysteriously disappeared after I hung up the phone with you and grabbed a couple of my... By the way, do you guys know what it means when I say Roscoe?
No. What is Roscoe?
Yes, those are handguns. So I grabbed a couple of handguns before I kind of quietly went up to that door, and it's funny because there was nobody there.
What about cars?
So maybe that was a polite warning letting me know that they're listening to you guys, which means to you, watch your asses, because that means you're having an impact. And I can tell already from some of the folks who have secretly sent me messages to go, hey, man, I'm watching that YouTube video of you on the other morning show, dude. That show was the bomb, dude.
So many people have. Yeah.
No, I'm just telling you. So just watch your asses, man, because now you're a threat.
I'm just a little country
Information
boy.
leads to knowledge. Knowledge leads to power. And when you have power,
you're a threat.
other folks who think they're in charge don't no longer have control over you.
That is true.
There was a TV show called Get Smart. You ever heard of that show?
Yeah, I remember that one. Agent 99.
Well, Don Adams was a U.S. Marine, war veteran, drill instructor too. On that TV show, who did Don Adams work for? Who did Maxwell Smart work for?
Oh my God, not Control. That was the enemy.
Yes, it was.
Control. He worked for Control, right?
And what was the other group?
Chaos.
There you go. So wake up, folks. Very little happens in politics in the U.S. by accident.
Wow.
Certain factions create the chaos. You demand something to be done about it.
Yes.
The government comes in, does what you demand, but in the process, you give up your rights and your power to them, giving them control over you to feel safe from chaos.
Exactly. Like, 9/11. Great example.
So when you got a TV show that comes right in your face and tells you this, why are people acting all shocked and surprised?
Good question. Why? We know the score.
You're programmed to believe that a television show or a movie is just entertainment.
Yeah, it's just fake.
Yeah. Worse, you're also programmed to believe if somebody as myself tells you the truth, he's paranoid or conspiratorial.
Yeah, or just playing crazy.
Do you realize the average person now who's a so-called analyst on MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, regardless, do you realize they're like former generals, CIA, etc.?
Yeah.
In fact, during the Gulf War in 1991 through 1992, do you know if CNN even came out and admitted that they had CIA assets on that show?
Wow. Like an Anderson Cooper
and who's
guy.
Anderson Cooper? Who's Anderson Cooper?
He's CNN, little flagship guy. And
Really?
CIA. Ex-CIA. Or maybe even...
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, I had to correct myself. There's no X.
No, I'm just telling you. So what I'm just saying is, I'll give you the best example. What's one of the most memorable scenes ever shown on television? Of course, it was propagated on CNN. Remember when the statue of Saddam was brought down?
Yes.
Who brought that statue down?
The people, the Iraqis.
Bullshit. Those were all U.S. American soldiers from a PSYOPs unit out of Maryland.
Wow. In civilian clothing.
I'm just telling you, so to this day, even now, you still think those were Iraqis who did that.
Yes.
That whole in fact, they wanted the Marine Corps to do that, and the Marine Corps wouldn't go along. Because I don't give a shit, so I'll tell you tonight. The Marine Corps didn't go along with that, so the Army came in and did it. Let me tell you another thing the Marine Corps didn't go along with. You got to have a female hero. Who was the female hero during that war?
Oh, Jessica Parker?
Jessica Parker. You mean Jessica Lynch?
Yes.
I always love those last names. and why was she a hero?
Because she was taken prisoner and all that good stuff.
She was? I told people the first day I heard about that, and that's what's great about the email because it has a date and time.
Mm-hmm.
I go, they were driving at night, and I taught desert warfare. It's hard to drive at night in the desert. That vehicle fell off a cliff. Let me tell you the truth about Jessica Lynch. Iraqis found her, took her and her buddies to a makeshift clinic, and then went to the Americans and said, hey, we've got some of your American people here. They're better now. They're well enough to be transported. Come get them. What does the American do? Oh, no, we got to turn this into a rescue operation. So they went to the Marine Corps, and the Marine Corps goes, fuck you. That ain't no rescue operation. We ain't going to be no part of that. And so the U.S. Army came in and did it. Now you know. Hey, I just call a spade a spade.
And
That's by the way, I should tell you something. That's why they like your show. Because see, I love Carl to death, but I don't get drunk before Carl's show.
and Carl probably don't get drunk during the show like we do.
That either, yeah.
I need some beer advertisement here. Come on, Coors, last American beer. Come on. So,
See, that's your guy's mistake. I'm from the South. I know I was drinking corn squeezins when I was 10 years old. Do you know what corn squeezins are?
what is this?
Moonshine.
Oh,
You guys go out to Vegas, they had that pussy stuff called Everclear, but yeah, that's close to it, but yeah.
I have to tell you something.
Dude,
now.
these guys used to run that stuff in their car. You know, all these race car drivers in NASCAR back in the old days, they used to be moonshine runners. That's how they made their money. That's how they learned how to drive.
Right, on those back roads, evading the tobacco and fire.
Oh, yeah.
People.
Okay, mister, you're right. Name me the first black NASCAR driver.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go. So now you guys got some homework. Find the movie with Richard Pryor and just put down Richard Pryor NASCAR movie.
No, I remember seeing that movie.
And I'm happy for you, but you still can't tell me his name, can you?
No, I cannot.
He was a moonshine driver, too. And the first black guy to actually, he would have won all those NASCAR championships, but they used to sabotage his cars and shit, and he got no sponsors. You know, kind of like my female surfers. That's why I got to be careful coming on your show, because now I got to worry about my little white girls and getting blowback for being on the show.
Right.
But that's why I also coach most girls from other countries, because most white girls here in this country, their families can't get past the black thing. Anyway, but yeah, Richard Pryor does a great job in that movie. And NASCAR is still the all-American patriot sport, but guess what? When Colin Kaepernick took a knee, even the number one boy they worship in NASCAR said, guess what? I support Colin Kaepernick. Now, of course, he was retired, so he didn't care anymore. But they loved him until he said that.
That would be...
Because all they got left now is NASCAR and hockey. So There's the plan. The plan is to get rid of the niggers and bring white boys back into the NFL. The plan is also to get rid of niggers and make it so difficult in this country to get a job that even white folks now will take the jobs that illegal immigrants are taking.
Right. That's true.
I'm just telling you, because guess what? White folks have been doing that job for the last 10 years. Well, everybody talking about how we move jobs to Mexico, China, Taiwan. You want to know where most American companies went to get cheap labor?
Where?
Who were the niggers before black people were in this country?
The Irish.
There you go.
Ireland.
So I'm asking you again, where did the jobs go?
Ireland.
No, Northern Ireland.
Exactly.
Remember, they're not the same country.
Yeah, exactly. What is the difference?
You have to understand something, buddy. But listen to me. I'm from the Brown clan. That means I'm part Scottish, part Irish, part Eastern Band Cherokee, and I'm African. And there have been times when white boys wanted to attack me until they found out about my Scottish and Irish lineage and how I used to support another Michael Brown, I should tell you. And that great lad, Michael Brown, used to be head of the IRA and used to ask for funding on the East Coast. And I'm from Charleston. So Boston and Philadelphia and Charleston, we used to send lots of money to the cause in the 70s. So I'm just telling you, dude, Sinn Féin sold out. You haven't seen any IRA terrorist attacks because the Irish were so poor that folks like Google and Amazon, everybody moved their plants over to Ireland, Northern Ireland, gave them jobs. And even though they're getting paid slave labor, but they're so poor white trash, they're so happy to have those jobs, there's been no terrorist attacks.
Wow.
And now those companies are moving out of Northern Ireland, bringing that money back here to the U.S., and Great Britain's pissed off because they never paid any taxes over there, and they never paid any taxes here.
Exactly. I knew they were pissed. But when you're an international global company, you can get around taxes. What are taxes to me? You know.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pay for having told you that one. Hey, if you guys want a good idea what I'm talking about, see the movie Blown Away.
Blown away.
or see a movie with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt comes over here. See a movie with Brad Pitt and Harrison Ford. It takes place in Philadelphia, no less. Brad Pitt is a good Irish lad, comes over to the U.S. to come stay with some relatives in Philadelphia, and Harrison Ford is a Philadelphia police officer, has no idea what's going on. And I have no regrets, no embarrassment, and no apologies for... I got to be careful on that. I'll just say this. Back in Charleston, back in the day, we... Irish and Scottish lads. We have a song that you never hear by the Beatles, and I sing it all the time just to piss off the bloody Brits. Give Ireland back to the Irish. That's a Beatles song. You never even heard it.
No. That didn't come in with the British invasion. They kept that one.
Well, Tavistock was behind the British invaders. Are you guys even familiar with Tavistock?
Mm-mm. I mean, I've heard it. I heard
you
that.
You think the Beatles just came out of nowhere and started wearing their hair long so that they can program white children not to follow their fathers, don't get a haircut, don't listen to them?
Right.
That's all done by design, bro. All by plan. Tavistock. You guys look that one up. T as in Tom, A, V as in Victor, I, S. Tavistock. T-O-K.
T-O-K.
Sometimes spelled T-O-C.
Okay.
Tavistock is one of the most influential think tank groups on the planet. You never even heard of them. And yet half the stuff you do right now is related because of something Tavistock did.
That is crazy.
Dick Gregory guys really scared. Well, I won't use the term scared. I just say I met Dick back in I can't remember, but it was shortly before Reagan got shot. I was in Charleston, South Carolina, going to college in Charleston, the first municipal college in the country, by the way. And Dick was speaking at this church, or predominantly black church in Charleston. So it's funny because I would not have known about it had not been for my white friends at the College of Charleston. They were going to hear him speak. Most people in the congregation were white, not black. And I talked to Dick later on. Dick told me about how Ronald Reagan was going to be shot and how Ronald Reagan was going to survive. And a few months later, Ronald Reagan was shot and he survived. And it wasn't until 1992, after the civil unrest, L.A. riots, whatever they want to call it here. By the way, I told LAPD brass about the riots a year before it happened, but they didn't listen to me, and nobody called me conspiratorial on 29 April 1992. Well, Dick Gregory started listening to me on Carl's show, and that's when he started telling everybody I was a human early warning system.
Yes.
And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about, but, I found out later on that my mom told me how when I was only 2 years old, I was used for psychic experiments. So what I'm saying to you is this. I find it difficult even now as I'm talking to you, but for some reason, I have the uncanny ability of connecting the dots. I can see a story over here and then show you how it's connected to over here, kind of thing. And I say all this to you because right now, we're headed for both a civil war and a world war. Now, last time I came on the show, I told you I don't recognize terms like North Korea or South Korea. What's going on right now as I speak to you?
They're about ready to unite for the Olympics. The Olympics that's going on tonight.
There you go. Who was the only person today that did not stand up during that ceremony?
Probably Pence.
There you go. What's the last thing in the world that the John Birch Society wants to happen in Korea?
A united Korea.
You starting to see the big picture here, folks?
Because we would have
So what I'm telling you is, as we get closer to the possibility of Trump getting indicted, you're starting to see ripple effects in the stock market. What's happened twice now in the last 10 days in the stock market?
It went down and then went up. Roller coaster.
Down again. So,
hello?
I got to choose my words carefully here.
I start panicking.
So, what I'm just telling you is, Trump is a punk. Trump wouldn't last one day in jail. So what do you think he would do before he gets actually indicted or goes to jail?
Probably create some sort of war or...
Thank you very much. something that will distract the American people to the point where we once again become united.
Right.
Forget all of our differences because we have to rally behind a cause.
And that's the cause.
Sadly, I'll just tell you this, folks. I don't use terms like fear. I've died twice, so I have no fear. Plus, I was mentored by Nazis and OSS and ONI boys, so fear is not a part of my reality. And when I mentor and coach my female surfers, I don't allow them to have any fear either.
Right.
What I'll just say to you is this. I am greatly concerned, unfortunately, that the closer that Mueller comes to possibly indicting Trump and other folks, key members of his administration, something may happen that's going to cause a major distraction from it.
Well, like I said before, Kim Jong-il, he doesn't have to have 20 nuclear missiles. All he needs is 6. He launches them into Russia. Russia's automated dead man switch will automatically launch their missiles, and all their missiles aren't targeted towards Korea. Their missiles are targeted towards the West.
Stop. What if somebody else launches it and makes it look as if he did it?
Oh, that's even worse.
There you go.
That's even worse.
And there's some things I want to share, but I won't. No.
You got. Come on, man.
I'll just say this. I'll just say this. You had folks putting their children down in the sewers of Hawaii because they were told this is not a drill.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching the video. This is True Power is Mine. As always, live your life with integrity, without hate, without envy, and or greed. Peace. Also, support me on Patreon.